Welcome. In this video, we're going to look at more logical keywords, which are the and or not keywords. We're going to see how to use and or not conjunctions in action to further improve how we use if statement logic. We're also going to look at the similarity between embedded if statement and the and conjunction and how they are equivalent. Before we look at or, and not, we first need to understand how Python deals with a logical condition and what it boils down to. And what it does boil down to is two variables. So either a statement is going to be true or it's going to be false. And I just assign these values to t and f for good measure. But suppose I have a statement such as 3 is greater than 4. Well, this will evaluate to be false, the same false we see on line 6. However, if I have another statement like 10 mod 5 is equal to 0, then this will evaluate to be true. Same true we have on line 5. And we can see that if we print either of these statements. See, the first one is false and the second one is true. And it doesn't matter what statement it is as long as it's a valid logical statement. We could even have a dot lower is equal to a is a valid logical statement, and so it will either be evaluated as true or false. In this case, the statement happens to be true. Now that we understand that each logical statement is either converted to true or false, we can begin to look at how and or not will come into play. So if I have a false statement or a false statement, what would happen? Well, when we use the or operator, at least one of the two statements has to be true for the condition to be evaluated. Now let's repeat this 4 times and let's change some variable names. So false or true, true or false, and true or true. Now let's copy this and let's see which ones get executed. So I told you that or only requires one of the two conditions to be true. And so we get the false and true, true and false, and true and true. The only one that did not execute is line 12 because we have two false conditions. So that's how OR works. Let's have a look at AND. Space right here. Now let's have a look at AND. Let's copy this code. Let's get rid of these ORs and put an AND in here. AND requires both sides of the condition to be true. So the left and the right counterpart have to be true. So as you can see, the only one that evaluates to be true when we use an AND is the last one. It has true on both sides. Now the very last thing we need to look at is how NOT works. This is NOT. NOT negates a statement. So for instance, if I had the statement 3 is equal to 6, and I say not around this condition, then that's really equal to 3 is not equal to 6, which happens to be true. So let's do that example real quick so I can convince you. So if I run this, get true, and clearly 3 is not equal to 6 is also true. Good. Now, if we do the same thing we did above, not only takes one argument, if you will. It'll negate a statement. So it's not a binary operation, it's a unary operation. So not f, print not f, and not true, not true. So the only one that gets executed is the not false, because the false gets converted to a true, and if the statement is true, then it gets executed. However, not true gets converted to a false, and a false statement does not get executed by an if condition. In this video, we saw how and or and not worked. In the next video, we are going to see specific examples of that in action. See you then.